I'd like to think of everything I do here on War Zone Media Arts as a YouTube channel and War Zone TV to be balanced and always looking at the objective biblical answers. We're attempting to examine and oftentimes expose the underlying worldview of our culture and the things that entertain us, and hopefully we've done a pretty good job at doing that so far on this YouTube channel. I'd like to think of myself as the Christian version of Sargon of Akkad, however I wouldn't want to embarrass Sargon by that comparison. But today I'm throwing all of that out the window. Yes, I'm putting caution to the wind because there's one YouTuber who I feel has stained the YouTube Christian community. If there even really is a YouTube Christian community, I really have no idea. And that's Say Goodnight Kevin. You may be thinking, but Brandon, you said you liked Say Goodnight Kevin. He was actually pretty cool. You liked some of his videos. Yeah, but recently he's reviewed 2 videos exposing him for the fraud that he truly is. Well, actually, one of those videos was exposing Blimey Cow's fraud, but let's not get too distracted with the details, because Say Goodnight Kevin actually stood up for Blimey Cow and challenged the kid's theology, who was simply just trying to expose the hypocrisy of Blimey Cow, as they call themselves Christians and yet they make videos that are comedy. I mean, come on. Christians and comedy, it just doesn't mix, okay? I mean, it's absolutely absurd to think that we should let Kevin off the hook for this. So in my anger, I've come up with 3 arguments to prove that Say Goodnight Kevin and his filthy YouTube channel is the worst thing on YouTube masquerading as Christian. Number 1, he makes fun of Christian stuff. I mean, seriously, Kevin, it has Christian in the name. It doesn't matter if it's Christian movies, Christian music. If it says Christian, you're supposed to like it because it's Christian. I mean, if they don't have it already on a t-shirt at your local Christian bookstore, they probably should get a shirt that says you should like this shirt because it's Christian. Because that's the motto every true Christian lives by. But you know this all too well, don't you, Kevin? That's why you won't answer this argument, and that's why you were gonna tell me that it's okay to examine things, and just because it says it's Christian doesn't mean we shouldn't hold it up to biblical standards. Yeah, whatever. Try telling that to the employees at the local Christian bookstore, you sell out. Number 2, I mean, he barely even quotes scripture. I mean, okay, so maybe he does talk a little bit about scripture, especially in his movie reviews, but honestly, I guarantee you that he's not that serious about scripture, and I can prove it because, once again, everyone knows that the Bible teaches that you're supposed to be completely sold out for Christ, which means being completely sold out for everything that's marketed to you as being Christian, and judging by my first point, obviously we can see that is not Kevin's first priority. I mean, Kevin, why won't you put Jesus first? Really, this can only mean that Kevin does not take the scripture seriously. I wish I had a scripture passage I could take out of context to prove my point even more, but I'm too lazy to look it up on BibleGateway.com. Number 3, and this is my final argument, you don't need to take my word for it. Here's a video on Kevin's channel.
Hello, I'm a liberal! God's death? Wah.
Sorry guys, but I couldn't go through the entire video without getting serious just a little bit at the end and explaining to you why I wanted to do this video. I'm getting real sick of the monopoly that a lot of Christian YouTubers have on calling out someone or challenging someone's views, or even disagreeing with another Christian who happens to be on YouTube, or just other Christians in general. I don't mind critique, I don't mind examination. That's kind of what I do here on my YouTube channel. But can someone tell me why all of that has been taken over by people that have heterodox theology at best and heretical theology at worst? I mean, I don't understand it. It kind of puts guys like me in a tough situation because I feel hesitant on examining anything or analyzing anything and even comparing it to scripture and putting it out there on YouTube, because I don't want to be compared to the witch hunters that are out there, kind of like the guys that Say Goodnight Kevin did a reaction video for recently. At the same time, I actually want to examine and analyze things and put it out there on YouTube, comparing them to the truth of Scripture, because that's something that both Jesus and the apostles told us to do in the New Testament. I know it's something that's always been a plague on the church, and it's not really going to go away anytime soon, but maybe we can learn a lesson in grace and humility when it comes to examining and comparing our content, our entertainment, and our media to Scripture. Whether it's on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter, we should always be willing to do, as it says in 1 Peter, that we are to be giving an answer with gentleness and respect. I don't know much about Kevin's personal theology, and from what I can gain from his videos, there's not really any need for me to critique him. He is a pretty good YouTuber, and I agree with a lot of his examination of Christian movies. Heck, I've done some of those comparisons myself. At least in my humble estimation, he lines up pretty well with Scripture, bearing in mind that nobody is perfect, and we probably would disagree on certain intricacies in our personal theology. So in the end, yes, this video is satire, it is parody, and hopefully you get the point. Don't be a witch hunter, but definitely be comparing everything you see to Scripture. And Kevin, if you're watching, keep making your videos, keep the faith, keep doing those reaction videos, because they are awesome. And at least when you are doing your reaction videos, the heterodoxy is a little more entertaining.
Hi, Kevin. I'm your biggest fan.
I'm a liberal!